And you're a citizen of the internet, you probably go on a lot of websites every day, you have a bunch of tabs open, you're always going back, you're clicking around, you're going on Reddit and stuff. I go on a lot of Reddit every day. So we built this tool. This is our seed data. We use Reddit data. So if you look at it right now, we're going into, I believe this is our Seattle. So if you go in here, this is a pull from yesterday of Reddit data from Seattle. You can see all the images here, all displayed in 3D. You can fly into it. And each of the stacks, the cylinders, is, yes, each of the stacks and the cylinders are different subreddits that you go into. So those are the categories that we split it into. And you can go fly up and down. You can go into the different subreddits and see all the different data that you have there. Hopefully we'll group those into some different categories and do some searching and filtering that you can do on that as the data set expands. As you imagine, as you're adding more and more sites that you browse, they'll get crazy and out of control, and then we'll add some more controls that people can do to sort through that data. Hopefully the idea with that is, as we branch this out and build it, it can be used to look at marketing data from various different platforms that all aggregate together, so that not only end users, but marketers can kind of look through that and see, okay, where are some trends that I'm looking for? That's something that we found is really cool that 3D visualizations can do. They are really good at finding that needle in the haystack. So I think it would be really awesome for that. We look at some of the competitors. They're doing a lot of scientific visualizations. So that's kind of a field we could branch out into eventually, but not many people are doing stuff like this with social news. So yeah.
Market data, are you going to go into business? How many people are going to use this web?
Yes. So our plan is to kind of build this out so it's to the point where the average user who's on maybe one or two sites can use it and actually put their data, use it every day for browsing social news as an alternative to like, Twitter and Reddit and stuff like that. Hopefully make it so it's their main interface to browsing those type of websites, and get it to the point where we can charge maybe a few dollars, $1.99, $2.99 is kind of what we're experimenting based on some stuff that I saw in the App Store. And kind of get to the point where we scale up to a few thousand users just by trying to go viral and explore on these websites, just as a matter of like, oh hey, this is a really cool user interface that you could use as an alternative. If that's something that's really cool with this and stuff that works on social media, it's really easy to scale it up virally just by posting it like that.
Is this a mobile experience? Is this a VR experience?
Yes, so this is something we got for free actually. There's a little button in the corner. If you click it, if you tap it on your mobile, it'll split into two, and then you'll be able to use it with Google Cardboard or anything like that. So yeah, it just works like that. It's awesome.
Super cool. How did you get the idea for this? What was the impetus and origin?
So I've seen a lot of movies, and that's kind of the cool thing these days. People are doing a lot of work on VR with like, oh, look at this cool interface that you can do in movies. And so Hollywood's kind of ahead of people, and people are trying to get there. But I think there's a lot of focus on trying to make it look pretty instead of trying to make it functional and usable, and say, how can we use this as a novel way to explore new data sets and to actually use that third dimension as something that actually is useful. Like you and I standing here, there's a spatial relationship between us that has meaning to us, but we can't really explore that in computers yet. Hopefully we can get to that soon with VR and with more 3D technology.
This is always fun. I love shuffling through stuff in novel ways. But are you proposing an app, or are you proposing a control?
So right now I'm thinking it's going to be an app, and the reason for that is with social news, it's very personal. So it's going to be something that I think the user would want to have a lot of control over. They'd want to say, okay, I want to keep my app in this program. I want to browse it as if it's my browser. So in that sense, it becomes an extension of their browser, not just like something that would be put in. But that actually is a really good idea to kind of separate it out for other companies, I guess, to use.
And so this particular shuffle stacked disk visualization that we're looking at, did you create that this weekend?
Yes, we did.
Okay. So why is that visualization, among all the visualizations you could have created, does this one somehow add some value that every other visualization can't do? Like just a simple shuffling through my stuff in straight lines instead of flying in and looking around. I mean, how does this visualization add value besides the funness of it?
So the idea here was kind of so this is something that happens a lot with, it's Reddit, but it's like a lot of websites that are really image-based. There's so many images, and you're trying to sort through them all, it can kind of be a pain. What actually happens is you end up like scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and like that's the interface. It's scroll, 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 scroll. And it's so many websites have that. It's just, and they call it infinite scroll. It became a thing. So our idea was kind of to take that and say, okay, let's make it something that you can see the whole picture, see everything, all the images all at once, and just in the periphery of your vision as you look around, that's something you can see. And then you can walk towards something that you think is really cool.
So an unlabeled collection of things that you look at is not clearly a metaphor. So what other metaphor could you have used that would have been attractive, that we have known which one of these things is what?
Yes. So we were experimenting with this. We didn't get it done in time for the demo, but we can pull up the other one. So we were experimenting with another layout, which was going to be text-based. The one we have right now only supports images. So we were experimenting with this other layout. What it is it was more of a tag cloud. So as you can see, the concentric circles there, the big circle is, you'd mention that as the category, and the ones inside are the subcategories, and it kind of breaks down individually into those like really small little dots you can see. Those are like the edges of it, so those would be your links, and the things above would be the different categories that you're looking at. So that's another way you could group the data. We were just experimenting with a bunch of different formats that you could use. This one we found works better with text. The other one works better with images, just because that kind of like pan around is, people really seem to like that. But it really depends on the data type. That's kind of the long answer.
So do you want to be a flipboard or do you want to be a Tableau?
So business-wise, we've been thinking more of a Tableau, kind of getting out that bigger data set where it becomes more, okay, I'm going to load this up and create my own visualization based on these kind of custom-made components that we've had. Like we're thinking of exploring a bunch of different visualizations and then putting together kind of a toolkit that the user would then say, okay, I'm going to load in my data and look around for that super nice little data point that I'm trying to find and actually be able to walk around and do it.
But once you find that, then I'm done. Then I click on an image and it takes me to the story or the article
Yes.
or whatever it is. So this is a button. This is a cool button.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just want to be
Yeah.
clear if there was more there. But not that that's not enough. That's
No,
cool.
yeah,
I'm just saying.
that's exactly what it is.
But Flipboard is a pretty crappy way to experience it when you finally get to the website and it's formatted all screwy. And so really what you want to do is turn this into a 3D experience, right, where I dig deeper and deeper into the process. So there's opportunity here that you're sort of moving past when you say it's a button. So
Yes.
don't miss that opportunity.
Yes, definitely worth exploring.